So, in recovery, sooner or later, as parents, we want our kids to know what's happening. And while this can vary a lot depending on the ages of our kids, what are some of the general principles that you would give to parents regarding disclosure to their children?
Nick, you kind of brought up a term. You didn't say it, but I heard it. Like, be careful for enmeshment, where you're enmeshing the relationship of, like, in this case, maybe the betrayed partner would say, your father or mother, whoever the betrayed is, the betrayer, is such a bad person, but we love him anyway. Just be careful for enmeshment, or making sure that you're united as you move forward to this. Your kid isn't your therapist, and they're not your, salvation for this, but you're just trying to live out an authentic journey to help them. That's the heart behind this. Is like, I want to help my kid. It's that statement. You're not going to have time to make all the mistakes in life. I want you to learn from some of mine, right? What a gift that we can learn from others that have gone before us to say, hey, don't do this, do it this way. And so I think just some of those principles, like, to me, are have the heart that wants to help your kid learn from some of your challenges. And then how do you create a safe relationship where, at the right time in the right place, you can have some of those conversations. And I remember my therapist saying to me, Jesse, Jesse would say, Rod, the conversation you have with your boys when they're 7 is different than when they're 17, and it's different when they're 27. And I was just with my son the other day, Keaton, my youngest, 28. We're driving in to Oregon, going to a Duck game. And he's like, Dad, tell me about your addiction story. What were some of the struggles with your sexual addiction? What were some of the challenges you found yourself navigating? And I just was like, well, it was this, 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 and this. And I'm just going through my negative sexual history. And I had shame. And man, but when I'm sharing with my son at 28 in the car, Nick and Heather, I had zero shame. In fact, it was just like, and Keaton, do you want Wendy's or McDonald's at the next exit? I mean, it was just a matter of, like, there's no big deal here, but like different mature levels. What's going to be helpful for my kid? And it just left us with saying, my dad's authentic. My dad's living his journey in a way that can be helpful for me, not just in this area, but all areas of life that he's learned something and can grow in. And so that's what I would say is just, age appropriate. Is this helpful information? And are they at a good place to receive this? And there's just some real factors there. And then obviously you two being on the same page is really helpful as well.
So, some parents might think that this conversation only applies if they have young kids in the home. But really, when it comes to disclosing to even our adult children, how can that be really healing to our recovery journey, as well as even the possibility of changing our family systems? What do you guys think about that?
We talked a lot because our kids were really young when we had disclosure. So we talked a lot about when and how we would share that. And we started doing it in small pieces. And then around the time they were teenagers, we also took kind of into regard where they were at and what their needs were at the time. And then, so I said, we didn't necessarily do it perfectly. We don't know if we did or not, but we shared when they were all teenagers. And what we found was this new openness in our family and our relationship that was really, I think, really beautiful, because I think what it opened up for them is, if I have a struggle, we can talk about it. If I have a struggle, and we thought we were handing them that, but I could see it go to a deeper level of, like, our kids just knowing, like, there isn't anything off the table and we could talk to our parents about anything. So as they have become young adults, that just continues. And Rodney just shared a story about that, but that just continues, that there are a lot of different kinds of conversations that I believe we have because of that openness of our own journey and our own story, and being able to kind of disclose more as we went along.
Yeah, and I think just bringing clarity, if you're an adult, and I've talked to individuals that are connected with Pure Desire who have estranged relationships with their children that are adults now because of their addiction. They're the addict, maybe, and their kids want nothing to do with them. And so that place of humility and that place of, I've hurt you, and if you haven't had a chance just to own that piece, that's always a great place to start. Not to blame ship, but just to say, I had these actions, I hurt you, and it kept me from being a present dad or a present mother when you were being raised, and I need to own that. That's part of my recovery work that I'm doing. So, thank you for letting me share, or here's the letter I'm sending, or the whatever, but expressing that. But I think just like, as the child is ready, just kind of walking with more information when they're ready and cultivating that authentic relationship that you want. And, just a shout out to my dad. He died 3 years ago this month, as my best friend. And Nick could probably tell how I describe my dad. Nick and John could tell it better than I could because they've only heard me say
We've heard it a lot.
10,000 times, right? But he was such a wonderful person. But, he was a pretty positive guy, and he kind of grew up in that, don't let anyone see you sweat kind of world. And as he got older, he started to have some challenges just with his physical body and connecting with sexuality because of ED. And so my mom said to him one night, maybe in their 80s, Joe, you better go share that with your boys. Someday when they're old, they might have those same issues. Like my mom and dad are having these conversations, right? Which I just love. And I remember when my dad had that conversation with me, well, actually, he went to his doctor and he shared with his doctor, and his doctor said, Joe, you should change wives. And I said, Dad, what did you say to your doctor? He said, I changed doctors. And I said, good call, Dad, good call, And I love my dad's humor. He said, I was out with that guy. And but the beautiful part is, like, my dad would say, Rod, you never stop being the parent. You will always be their parent. And what we model is more important than what we say. So, like, to see my grandkids now that are in my world, and Louis to say, Papa, it's okay to cry,
That's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And then to realize that, like, I get to keep modeling, because I didn't do it all right with my kids either. I did not do it right. And I had to look at them and say, sorry, guys, that came out of my brokenness, and I had to own that. And then now, as I get together with my adult children, I try to channel my inner Tracy, less is more, be a good listener, all that stuff that's creating healthy connection and rhythm, and as, I don't know why I feel this so strongly, as I got to sit at my dad's bed. Yeah, I guess it's because it's the anniversary. I'm feeling that, I'm sure too, but I sobbed like a baby about 3 hours before he passed away, thanking God for him, just so grateful for what we had and the vulnerability that he led and that I led, and it took our relationship to a really beautiful place. And so I just would say humility and vulnerability looks good on everybody. And like, when I saw him take his last breath, I knew him and I loved him, and he knew me and he loved me. And to me, that's the essence of what I think Jesus is trying to help us see, that we're all worthy of love, and the power of that love can really bring a lot of healing. And so Mom and Dad, don't underestimate your vulnerability. Don't underestimate, like, being humble to your adult kids and respecting where they're at on their journey. Not trying to fix them anymore, but just trying to say, this informs why, but doesn't excuse why. That's a quote from Heather Cole. This informs why, but doesn't excuse why. And taking responsibility for yourself.